Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Anxiety and Depression is Not the End. We are at episode number 17. Today's topic is a very, very important one, and it's about strength. It's about finding your strength, and it is one of the hardest things to do, especially when you feel you're at your weakest. And that's something that anxiety and depression will do to you. And, I went through that whole process of trying to figure out, if I actually do have that strength to pull myself out of this darkness. It just seems like as day passes, you get weaker and weaker and weaker. And not just only that, but you start feeling more alone. You start having all these feelings about yourself that you probably never thought you would ever feel towards yourself, right? And your mind is going to do that, especially when you're in a very dark place and all your thoughts are negative and you start losing control of your mind. And I've mentioned this before in my previous episodes, is that, your mind is eventually going to be the boss of your life. And it's really hard to accept, right? Because you only want to take control of your life. You want to be the one that's going to tell yourself that, hey, you know what, I'm going to be happy. I'm gonna be living my days with better days, and things are gonna go well for me. But you start to lose control of that, right? Once your mind starts to attack you, and then you start believing in everything it starts telling you, right? And the more you do that, the more you're gonna lose a sense of who you are, right? You may be feeling that, you may be looking at yourself in the mirror and you can't even recognize the person that you're looking at, because it's someone that seems different to you, right? That it's not you. It just feels like someone has taken over your life, right? And the more you start to, that darkness starts to grow and your mind starts to become more clouded. And the more it's, telling you every single day that you're not going to be able to heal yourself, that you're never going to find your happiness again, the less you're going to feel that you have the strength to beat this, to even fight it every single day, right? And you start to lose a little bit of hope and a bit of faith, right? Or even all, no matter of fact, because when I was going through it, I completely almost lost all hope and all faith, right? Because I didn't believe in myself. And to find my strength and to find your strength, it is going to take, for everyone it's different. For me, I had to hit rock bottom in order to finally tell myself that, Roger, you have to do something about your life. Like it literally put me down to my weakest until I realized that I had to somehow figure out how am I going to, find that strength within me. Because honestly, we are born with that strength, right? I'm not sure if you heard that before. You are born for this life. You are born to live it, right? Because of your strength. And that strength deep within you is somewhere hiding inside. And the reason why that we go through these really dark chapters and, all these storms and we're asking ourselves, why is life throwing these challenges at me, is because it has to. It's the only way you're going to be able to find out how strong you truly are, is to actually go through adversity. That is the only way you're going to find out how strong you are. So if you're going through a really, really dark time right now, if your anxiety and depression is really affecting your life right now, and you're in a situation where you're telling yourself that, you're never going to heal yourself or get better, well, it's going to make you start thinking in a different way. When you start become weaker and weaker, as days or months or even years pass by, because you don't know how long this storm is going to last, right? There's gonna be a lot of self-realization here, okay? Because I spent a lot of time alone. This anxiety and depression that I had, and you may be feeling this too, is going to separate you from the rest of the world. It's going to take you to a very dark place. It's going to put you in a little corner. It's going to make you feel that you are unloved, that you are alone, and no one cares about you, right? And that's when I said, you know what? That's fine. I can be separated right now, but I need to use the time that I have now while I am alone to figure out who I am. Not only that, but I want to be who I was before, right? And if you've been following my series, I've talked about how there is a new you, right? That new you. I want you to think about that new you, that better version of yourself, all right? And when you start making that goal, and you make it your mission that is the version that you want, right? That better version of yourself, then you are going to want to fight for it, right? That strength deep within you. You could be angry right now. You could be hating everything right now. But take that same energy, that dark energy of hate, right? And convert it into something that's going to push you and motivate you. And you're going to feel that strength is going to start creeping out bit by bit, right? Because of that anger, right? Because anger and hate is so strong, right? But if you use that same strength to help motivate you, to push you, right? Every single day, you're taking those steps. And I talk a lot about steps, right, guys? About those little steps that don't feel like you're going anywhere. And sometimes it feels like you've taken 2 steps back, Tell yourself that those steps are going to be worth it one day. That every single step that you are taking is going to take you to, to that place that you've been searching for, to heal yourself, to find better days and brighter days, to spend more time with your family and friends and enjoy, instead of, hiding yourself, staying at home all day and just worrying about a future that might not even happen, right? You can create this reality for yourself where you can see yourself being happy, right? And I know that it's tough right now if you're listening and you're suffering from anxiety and depression, but that's why you're here, listening to me, watching me, because you want to try to figure out a way, if it's even possible, to heal yourself. And if it's possible for you to even be in a place where you can see yourself happy, right? But it all starts with finding your strength. And I'm telling you right now that even though you don't feel it right now because you do feel weak or you feel alone, that you do have that strength. You absolutely, absolutely do have that strength. And there's a reason why you're going through this darkness. It's because life is challenging you right now, and it wants you to find out where your strength is. It wants you to pull that strength deep inside, deep within you, to come out so that you can start fighting, right? And the more challenges you have in your life, the stronger you're going to become. And with that strength, you're going to use it, right, to get towards your greatness. If your goal is to become a better version of yourself, right? If you really want to see how far you can go, then that strength that's going to come out from this huge lesson, huge experience that you're going through and you're learning, is going to be so useful for your future, right? For me, before my accident, before I had my anxiety and depression, I felt that was who I am. I'm going to be like that for the rest of my life. I had I had nothing really to look forward to, because I just felt that this is it. I'm going to be like this, and this is me. But I was so wrong, because there was a way better version of myself, right? Until I started learning to strengthen my mindset and, set more goals for myself, because, I want to try to accomplish as much as I possibly can, right? If you can set that for yourself and tell yourself that, I can't wait for those opportunities anymore. I need to start creating those opportunities for myself. I need to be in control of my life. And I want to start writing every single page of my story every single day, right? And once you start to find out what your strengths, and you get up in the morning and you're motivated and you want to push yourself every single day, your life is going to be, there's going to be so many changes, so many positive things are going to start happening in your life, right? And sometimes you're going to have to remind yourself about your past, about the past chapters that you went through that were very, very difficult for you, because you were able to come out of those chapters, right? You somehow, some way you figured how to get through it, right? And it was that strength that you had all along that got you out of that darkness in your past, right? And right now could be harder than before, but it's that same strength that's going to pull you out from this one too. But the only difference is that after this, after you overcome your anxiety and depression, you're going to be so much stronger, all right? You're going to feel like you're almost unstoppable because you're telling yourself that, wow, life threw me a huge rock at me, and I thought that I would never, ever overcome this challenge, right? But once you heal yourself and once you get out of this, like this mess in your life, then that darkness, right? You're going to be at that top of that mountain. You're going to be looking down and you're going to be so proud of yourself that, you were able to accomplish such a huge, huge thing in your life that you thought that you would never do, right? And you're going to appreciate that and thank yourself for not giving up, right? Because you believed, you started believing yourself, and you believed that one day you're going to reach your happiness, all right? So remember, guys, that strength within you, even though you don't feel it right now because you feel so weak, it's there, waiting for you to pull that out of yourself, right? And once that comes out, then you're going to use that same strength as you move forward, right? And continue to work on a better version of yourself. And that is to me right now, one of the things that I learned the most through my whole journey is to work on that better version of yourself. All right. So hopefully this video helps. Remember, your mind matters. Take care of yourself. Focus, right? Spend every single day at least 10 to 15 minutes a day to try to become better, to work on yourself so that tomorrow you're going to be better than who you were yesterday.
Are you tired of those negative thoughts? Let's get rid of them.
I say yes to life. I have faith in myself. I create my life.
I am a creative person. I have unlimited energy. I feel good.
Nourish your subconscious with positivity. Just listen to Inner Tune and start changing your life, one thought at the time.